It's time to grab your coloring supplies. The Crayons and Markers Award for Eager Beavers is all about coloring, crayons, and markers. Do you know how crayons are made? You and your Eager Beavers will by the time you finish this award. Not surprisingly, there's a fair amount of coloring and or drawing in this award. The most challenging part about crayons and markers is the high number of requirements. Fortunately, I was able to combine the bulk of them into just 2 activities. We learn best through play, so I have gamified the non-coloring parts of this award. We start our award with the story, Joseph's New Coat. I chose this very simplistic story of Joseph because it focuses on the colors of his coat. It's the perfect fit for this award. Unfortunately, this book doesn't appear to be very easy to track down. Check with your homeschool friends. Maybe they use this curriculum. It's how I borrowed a copy. Joseph's New Coat is available on its own as a Kindle book. Any story about Joseph will fit here, and this fulfills requirement number 4. Our craft today is My Book of Colors. This fulfills requirements numbers 5, 6, 9, and 10. Not surprisingly, an award focused on crayons and markers is going to require a lot of coloring. Depending on your group of kids, you might want to break this up into 10-minute segments. 10 minutes of coloring, the next activity, another 10 minutes of coloring, and so on. Some of your kids will love to sit and color the book from start to finish, but others are going to get squirrely. We caught our Eager Beavers in the perfect coloring mood. They sat and happily colored the whole book and even added extra drawings. Some of your kids will very likely color very nicely, trying to stay in the lines, but some might go with a more abstract scribble look. Both are fine. Eager Beavers are all different in their abilities and fine motor skills. I created this simple book. Page 1, the cover, is printed on cardstock. And the 2 inner pages are printed on back-to-back on copy paper. I used a higher than normal quality paper for the interior page to better handle markers, but copy paper is also fine. There are 3 pictures or places for pictures. We have Joseph, a rainbow, and a place for the Eager Beaver's hand. There is room on the inside, front and back covers to draw and doodle as time allows. Each child should choose their favorite color to color the circle on the front cover. If your kids are feeling creative, they might turn that circle into something else, like a smiley face or the earth. Yeah, I saw that. Hand them the markers and sit back and just see what they choose to draw with it. If they just fill in the whole thing with their favorite color, that's totally good too. In fact, that's what I expected. The last page is waiting for a drawing of their hand. Encourage parents to trace their child's hand, and then the Eager Beaver can color it. They might choose to color it in a very realistic way, or they might get extra artistic with their coloring. Both are great. Our game is Color Races, and this fulfills requirement number 11. Kristen at Arrows and Applesauce has a simple, fun game to get the kids moving and to review their colors. Setup can be as simple as taping 9 pieces of colored construction paper around the room and calling out different colors for the kids to run to. I chose to add dice to our version. I love my pocket dice because I can print whatever I need to fit the word's theme and then slide the cards into the pockets on the dice. 2 of the dice have colors. And then the third dice has a movement. So the teacher or one of the kids toss the colored die and the movement die. Then the kids skip or run or crawl to the color page on the color die. When the dice lands on rainbow, the kids get to go to their favorite color. Printables for both the signs and the dice will be at my website at laurasadventureresources.com. I set up our game in the church foyer. There's more space to run around here than anywhere else in my church. Most of the colors were easy to spot, but a few were hidden around corners and required some searching. And apparently they're all upside down. Just a note, I do include 2 extra pages in the printables so that you can choose the gray that fits your country's preferred spelling. Requirement 1A is how are crayons made? We used a video to show the kids how crayons are made. And if you have the ability to use a video for your class, this video is a great choice that I will link below. It's a bit longer than I'd like for this age group, but it's the best video that I could find about making crayons. And it's called How Crayons Are Made. If you can't use a video, I have a book recommendation. And that is Crayola, The Secrets of Cool Colors and Hot Hues by Bonnie Williams. This is a level 3 leveled reader, and I wouldn't recommend reading the entire book to your eager beavers. It's pretty long, but if you read pages 4 to 9, it will answer their questions, or at least the question in the requirement. I am so excited about the Crayons Q&A activity. This fulfills requirements 1B, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 8. Each question is written on a crayon card. Some of these questions are really simple, like name a boy who had a coat of many colors. Since they've just read a story about Joseph, most of them probably know this one. And some of them they might not know, like what are crayons made of? Or what happens if a crayon gets hot? So the eager beavers will take turns picking out the color crayon, and then the teacher reads the card and the kids search the classroom for a poster with the matching crayon. The answer will be on the poster. And we have all sorts of different questions, all fitting with the requirements for the award. Movement is what makes this list of facts more interesting. Some of the questions the kids will likely already know, and they might still want to search for the poster, or maybe they won't. Either is good. But hopefully some of them they'll be learning. And some of them will be a review. Hopefully they all know by this point not to draw on walls. But it's always good to go over that. So you don't need a lot of supplies for this. You will want your crayons, and you'll want your posters, and ideally some way to put them up. I like to use painter's tape. In addition to that, you're going to want a dried out marker, ideally one that is dried out. I found an old one in my adventure supplies that didn't write very well, and then I just left it without the cap on. I will say that even though it's been sitting without a cap for months now, it still puts out some amount of ink, which surprised me. I really expected it to be totally dried out by now. So I'd recommend not drawing on yourself with it. But then again, it's washable, so it'll come right off. For this one, I did leave a piece of paper sitting there so the kids could draw with it, and they could see, this is not a very nice marker to draw with, right? It does still have some color, like I said, but it's still not pleasant. Mine is Velcroed on, so my sign can still hang, but that's not at all a requirement. In addition to that, you might want to have a melted crayon or two. You don't have to, but if you want to have that hands-on kind of thing, you could have some melted crayons. I do have a picture of the melted crayons on the sign, so it's not a big deal if you're like, I'm not melting crayons today. That's why there's the sign. And the other thing that you might want if you're looking for that hands-on touch is a pack of 8 crayons. They need to know the colors that are in this pack. But again, the picture is on the sign. So if you want to have one so they can pull it out and look at it, fine. If you don't, also good. There are 2 types of crayon cards for you. The single-sided crayons are the easiest to prepare, but if you'd like your crayons to look like a crayon on both sides, there's a version that you can fold in half and then glue. Both the posters and the crayons are all in the free printable pack. In addition to the crayons and the posters, there is an answer key for you. So if you like to have script ideas for you like I do, You'll find it all right here. Not everyone is scripted, but an awful lot of them will give you some suggestions and things that you can say to your eager beavers if you're looking for ideas. And it does have the answers just in case you need them. How the Crayons Saved the Rainbow by Monica Sweeney is a fun story to finish off your award. It's not essential, but if you love sharing stories with your eager beavers, this colorful story of friendship will be a lovely addition to your meeting. Sun and Clouds are friends and love making rainbows together, but one day, Sun and Clouds have a big fight. They are never together anymore, and without the rainbows they create, the world slowly turns to black and white. Fortunately, one colorful box of crayons survives to color the world and inspire Sun and Clouds. This award took my club more than one meeting to finish. It took about a meeting and a half. If your meetings are only an hour, you might plan to use some time from another meeting to finish up. All of the printables that I have shown you today are free, and they are on my website at laurasadventureresources.com, and there is a link down below in the description to take you right to the page. Also, you will find links to all of the books, the activities, all on my website. So go check that out. And if you have ideas that you love to use for this award or favorite books that you like to use, I would love to hear your suggestions for crayons and markers. So please leave a comment below and tell me about it. Or if you have questions about this award, I'd love to hear those too. Please leave a comment and let me know. And I will see you next time. Bye.